bringing better mobile connectivity to RVs and more. That's our Techstination. Joining us from MobileWare is CEO Steve Higgins. Hi, Steve.
Hi, how are you today?
Terrific. Well, tell us more about MobileWare and what you do.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think the best way to describe it, rather than going to all the technical details of what we do, but is something along this little short story. So today, more than ever, connectivity is the oxygen of business. Connectivity is the oxygen that all of us need to operate in our daily lives. Think about it. When your phone loses connectivity, the world kind of stops spinning. Well, in enterprises, it can be catastrophic with lost revenue, damage to the customer, to the brand, poor customer experience, and then it can really just be a catastrophic failure when you go into large enterprises that can't operate. And what we do is, with a single SIM and connectivity, we provide simple, secure, always connected, services for enterprises around the globe.
Interesting. So you've partnered to enter the RV market. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing there.
Absolutely. Yeah, we partnered with Cradlepoint, which is the leading endpoint router and a modem manufacturer. Obviously, they're owned by Ericsson. We partnered with them to create a 5G ready connected RV solution. And we went into OEMs. Forest River is one of the OEMs that we've gone into, and they're putting our solution in at the factory floor, embedding that and installing it right off the factory floor. So as a consumer, when it goes to the lot and they go to buy that new RV, they can then go to our website and portal, scan the QR code, and sign up for a subscription of services that they want. It can be anything from a certain amount of allotment of data per month, or to an unlimited data with a certain level of speed that they want. So we give them all that flexibility.
So it's a lot like, picking a mobile plan for the phone that they carry around with them, I guess.
Very much so. We are the carrier in this instance, but the one thing that we really strive to do is we want to make this as easy as possible for the end user. I think we've all been through that scenario where you go in and try and cancel a subscription, and you're trying to scroll through all the fine print to find out where to go, what number to call, or what link to submit, to open up a ticket, to wait 30 days for the subscription to be canceled after you give that DNA sample and your next unborn child they have to promise. We just want to give them the easy button and make it where they can suspend the service at any time, because let's face it, RVs, typical RV user and owner spends about 4 to 6 months in winterization of it, so they're not using the RV. I don't want them paying for a service that they're not going to use. I want them to have a great experience, have all the connectivity that they need, no matter where they go through the country. And if they're going to put that RV in storage, they can suspend that service and then re-enable it when they're ready to use it again.
And one of the unique features that you offer is the ability to work with any number of carriers.
That's correct.
Carriers.
Yeah. So what we do is we have a single SIM solution that allows us to, in our agreements with those carriers, we can enable our SIM to operate on those different carrier networks. So if you're driving in the northeastern part of the country, and let's say you're on the Verizon network, the SIM will operate on that. As you go west, you go through Texas, you get into an AT&T network, it's automatically going to switch to the best carrier to give you that connectivity. So you never lose that connection, no matter where you go or what speed you're driving at.
And on the corporate side, you have customers there who are using your technology to provide connectivity for people wherever they may travel. Tell us how that works.
Yeah, so we're a data provider, and we actually cut our teeth in the enterprise space as the endpoint connectivity specialist. So if you think about a large, let's say a large quick serve restaurant that has hundreds or thousands of locations across the country, in the past, they would have to go and do a site survey and determine which carrier had the best coverage in that area, get an agreement with that carrier, send a SIM out to be installed, and then they'd have to do that for each one of those locations. With our solution, they can just send our SIM anywhere, put it into that end unit with, let's say it's a Cradlepoint, for instance, powered up, and they know that it's going to scan and find the best available network in that area. And then if that connection is dropped or lost, our SIM will automatically scan for the next best connection. Now we do that. It really streamlines their operations, so they don't have to do site surveys, send techs out, get multiple agreements with all these carriers, and then manage those, pay those bills through their accounts payable process. They just have one carrier, one partner to work with, and we provide that ongoing connectivity across all those different carrier networks.
Do you also work with phones in some settings, or is it strictly with these kinds of other devices?
So we are data only at this point. We're not providing any voice services. We do have some clients that will use some smartphones in a data only capacity and use those as a handheld to process point of sale transactions. So if you think of, if you've ever gone to a concert or maybe you go to a Patriots game up in New England, you'll see some of the merchants going up and down the stairs selling merchandise or hats. They'll have a little handheld and they can process a credit card transaction on that. Many of those are using our SIM card connection to process that transaction.
You said at this point, data only. Does that mean you're looking to possibly expand what your offerings are?
What we're seeing in the technology arena, and this is going to be applicable for businesses and consumers alike, where you have the traditional voice and data services on a smartphone, there's evolution in technology, something called voice over LTE. So instead of having a true voice signal, you're able to send and make and receive calls using a data connection on a voice over LTE. So as that technology continues to be more and more refined, that's something we might be able to offer into our portfolio.
For your customers today, is it tell us how the economics work for them? Are there advantages to working through MobileWare as opposed to going to a carrier that might be in their area?
Certainly. So if you go back to the connected RV scenario, if you're a consumer and you go and let's say you go to a main carrier and you want to get a data SIM card and you put it in a modem, let's say, you're going to sign a subscription and it's going to be typically a 1 year or 2 year agreement. You can suspend it for up to 90 days, but then it's going to come back on. And then at that point, you're still tied into that agreement, paying those monthly subscriptions for that fee. With MobileWare, we really just eliminate that month over month over month service fees because again, if you're going to put that RV in storage for winterization, I don't want my customer to have to pay for something they're not using. I want to give them just an amazing experience, make it super easy and just painless so they can suspend it, they can re-enable it, they can increase their plan if they're going to have all the grandkids coming with them. They want them to be able to do gaming or streaming movies as they're driving. They can downgrade that plan. They can make all those adjustments as they need. And we do that without any restrictions for them.
Terrific. So for more information on all that you're doing, where should people go?
You know, the best place to go is right to our website, mobileware.com. That's MobileWare.com.
Terrific. Steve Higgins, thank you for spending time with us.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much for having me.